When Maya told me she was going on a girls' trip, I didn't think much of it at first. We'd been married for 6 years, and though things had grown a bit distant between us, I still trusted her. She said she needed a break, some time to relax by the beach with her friends. I wanted her to have that. But something about the way she avoided eye contact when packing her bags stuck with me longer than I expected. The morning she left, I helped carry her luggage to the car. She gave me a quick hug, not the kind you give a husband, but the kind you'd give a coworker. I brushed it off. Maybe she was just tired. That evening, I sent her a text to check in. She replied hours later with a single photo of the ocean and the words, "Don't worry, it's just a girls' trip." That phrase kept echoing in my mind. I decided to scroll through social media, mostly out of habit. When I opened one of her friend's stories, my stomach dropped. There was Maya in the background of a beachside video, laughing with someone who definitely wasn't one of her girlfriends. A tall man, wearing the same hat I'd seen once in her old pictures from work, a hat her colleague Daniel always wore. I tried to calm myself down. Maybe it was just a coincidence. But the next morning, another post appeared. This time, it was clear. Maya and Daniel sitting together, sharing breakfast near the waves. The caption said, "Love this view." The photo didn't show their faces directly, but I could recognize her bracelet and his watch instantly. That's when I sent her a message, "Hope you and he enjoy the sea." I didn't expect her to reply quickly, but within minutes, my phone buzzed non-stop. 15 missed calls. Dozens of texts asking what I meant, begging me to answer. I didn't. Instead, I sat there staring at the phone, realizing the woman I loved had been lying to me for months. When she finally stopped calling, I packed a small bag and drove to her parents' house. I showed them the photos, the posts, and the messages. Her mother was speechless, her father furious. They had always seen me as part of their family, and now they didn't know what to say. I didn't want revenge. I just wanted honesty, but that, it seemed, was already gone. 2 days later, she came home early. She looked nervous, carrying her suitcase, sunburnt and pale. "I can explain," she said before I even spoke. I told her I didn't need an explanation. I had already seen enough. I handed her the photos printed from my phone. She didn't deny them. She just sat down on the couch and cried. She said it was a mistake, that Daniel had shown up unexpectedly, that she didn't mean for it to happen. But lies don't sound convincing when you've rehearsed them too many times. I told her I wasn't angry anymore, just tired. I had loved her deeply, but that love had already drowned in the sea she went to enjoy. The next morning, I quietly filed for separation. I didn't shout, didn't post anything online, didn't tell mutual friends. I simply walked away. She called again and again, saying she regretted it, that she'd cut contact with him. But I couldn't unsee the photos or unread her girls' trip message. Weeks passed. People started asking why we weren't together. I gave simple answers, we needed space, or things didn't work out. I refused to drag her name through the mud, even if she had buried our marriage under lies. Deep down, I hoped she learned something from what she'd done. A month later, I got a letter from her. It wasn't an apology, it was a confession. She admitted that the trip had been planned with Daniel for weeks, that she thought I'd never find out. She wrote that she missed me, that she'd give anything to go back. I didn't respond. The truth was, I didn't hate her. I just couldn't trust her again. I moved into a small apartment closer to my work. The silence was heavy at first, but peaceful in its own way. I started focusing on my life again, friends, family, and hobbies I had neglected. For the first time in a long while, I didn't feel the need to check my phone or worry about someone's lies. Sometimes, late at night, I still think about that text, "Don't worry, it's just a girls' trip." It taught me that trust, once broken, never truly returns. And while she might remember the sea as a place of escape, I remember it as the place where our marriage finally sank. By the time she realized what she had lost, it was already gone, swept away like footprints on wet sand.